If we just help the school a little bit, we would be able to do wonders. This is the main courtyard, and these are the classrooms. That's the other school, Chilengwa. It usually had a basic school. This one was only a primary school. As you can see, we used to also do, as you can see the young boy over there climbing the wall, we used to do that. That was actually the fun part about coming to the school. We are going to the backyard of the school. We used to farm at the back a long time ago. This was a garden, and it produced maize, and they are constructing a church right there. I love this school, I really do, and as time goes by, I know God will give me the energy as well as the power to do something for my community. And if this is the only thing that I was designed to ever do, then I pray to God that it should be done, and you know, it's like that. But I feel strongly that if I do not do anything about what's going on here, it's like neglecting myself, because I am the product of this school and will always be the product of this school, and by far the most essential element of who I am as a man was built in the walls of this school. My own exposure to knowledge, my zest for, or my thirst I should say, for learning came as a result of this very tiny, extremely tiny school in Masala compound. I strongly feel that we can do more. The community as well as our own sense of the future is limited, in my own perception, or my own opinion I should say, in who gets educated and who doesn't. If these young kids are able to come to this school for free, and the government puts in an effort to educate these children for free, in the end they'll become like me. They'll end up paying taxes because they are running businesses, which in turn the government can use to pay for other students. I do business in Zambia where I pay taxes, and I can assure you the amount of money that this government, the Zambian government, would have ever spent on me will never amount to any of the money that I will pay in taxes by the time I die. So isn't it, and I always ask this question, isn't it far much more of an economic issue that you educate people so that they later on in life become tax-paying citizens? If the Zambian government spends $5,000 to educate a child from grade 1 to grade 7, that child, when they start working or when they find a job, will end up adding more value to this society and our country than the Zambian government would have spent educating them. The fundamentals of education in of themselves allow for a young man or a young girl to be a productive citizen of a country. And I feel strongly that free education in Africa as well as Zambia, which is my home country, is essential to the development of our society, as long as our children are not coming to school, as long as our families have to choose between feeding their children and sending them to school. We will continue indefinitely to be an underdeveloped continent, and in the case of Zambia, country. I'm hoping that those of you who will see these videos, as well as my commentaries, as well as my blog on public education, you can try to understand where I'm coming from. And the reason why I'm begging that everybody understands where we're coming from, because time is continuously going, and with time going, you basically won't have anything when everything is done, because other people have already seen what leads to development. And every developed country has a welfare system for education. In other words, in the United States, in the UK, I can go to school for free. I can go to school. There are so many incentives for children being educated as opposed to resorting to crime, prostitution. In the case of our women in Zambia, there are so many opportunities that the Western world offers their children that we don't offer our own children. Yet we have the capacity, we have the economic capacity. In Zambia, we are one of the largest producers of copper. You see, it is simply mathematically impossible for a country at our level of development as well as position in global trade not to find something in our budget that would allow us to educate our children for free, even from grade 1 to grade 7. So I'm really hoping that the rest of the world can, try to come to terms with these facts and stop going to the IMF, stop going to the World Trade Organization or any of those international institutions that are proposing development projects that have nothing to do with the real realities of being an African person in Zambia. We need to be more grassroots oriented as opposed to high level macro intelligence. We need to talk to the people. We need to find out what do they need, because that's a very simple question. Everybody teaches us in economics certain models. Those models have no say. They are a reflection of the prevailing thought, but it does not mean that the prevailing thought applies to certain autonomous situations, i.e. situations in Africa, i.e. situations in Zambia, i.e. situations in Masala compound. I highly doubt, no matter what level of education a person has, I highly doubt in every fiber of my being that an economist sitting in New York would ever understand the economic realities of a human being participating in the economics of a country in Masala compound. I highly doubt that. So I think we really need to assess our approach to the world as well as our approach to our community and understand the value of grassroots organizations, or what I would consider grassroots economics. Thank you.